Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to. You're already clicking on this video. You know what's going on. But before we get into it, I just want to say 615 subs. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It was amazing waking up to that this morning as if I already wasn't excited enough for college football. I got that, so I appreciate it a lot. With that being said, a like and subscribe would help. A comment always helps. Let's get straight into this. So you're clicking on this. You probably already know what's the deal. Florida State wins a thriller, a come from behind thriller against Clemson, and honestly, I'd say an upset. Florida State really barely hung into this game. I mean, if you know the certain circumstances that went down, Florida State got a scoop and score to tie it all up at 24-24, and Clemson missed the go-ahead field goal. It was just the ending was absolutely crazy. Was not expecting it, but what does this mean? I mean, does Florida State jump up in the rankings? Does Duke jump up in the rankings? I think some of the major takeaways from this is Clemson is actually a good team. They had some insanely solid defense, and they actually had a pretty damn good offense too. You know, that's been the question for a while. They keep turning the ball over and making mistakes, and ultimately a turnover led to the difference in this game, really. I mean, if they didn't fumble the ball, scoop and score, I mean, yes, it was a massive hit that popped the ball loose. It wasn't a mistake necessarily. It's always a mistake if you turn it over, but it was also necessary. It was Cade couldn't do much about it. He's way smaller padding versus a freaking massive defensive player running right at him. There's very little a quarterback can do about that. But with that being said, the certain circumstances led to Florida State winning this game. But the biggest part of the game, the most important throw of the game, was just a perfect on the money throw by Jordan Travis and a fantastic catch. One thing that Clemson did a fantastic job of and will ultimately keep games close for the rest of the year for Florida State, if other teams can do this as well, was they were locking up number 14. Jordan Travis kept trying to go to number 14 even when he was in coverage because the dude's a beast. Number 14 is a beast, and Clemson was locking this dude up. It literally took him to make some of the most fantastic catches you've seen of the season to get any catches. I mean, he was locked up. And the thing that kept the Clemson offense rolling was the short passes and, of course, Shipley. Shipley is a beast. He is Clemson. Cade didn't play terrible. He didn't play, exceptional, but he didn't play terrible like he did against Duke. He actually was, he was running the ball pretty well. He was slinging the ball in the slant. That was the thing that kept getting open from what I noticed was the slant or the angle. Shipley and other people were just catching the short ball, and it was pushing Clemson down the field for 24 points. Florida State couldn't really stop it, but, I mean, man, what does this mean? Does Florida State jump up to number 2? Because this looks like a much more impressive than Michigan's win over Rutgers, although actually the win over Rutgers looks all right in my eyes, but might not look good in the rest of the world's eyes. We still have to see how Georgia plays against UAB. They're lucky they get a freebie, but honestly, I think now is the time where Georgia falls. Florida State traveling into Clemson, we know it's not going to be an easy game for Florida State to do that, and it showed, but they still won. They still took the W. What does this mean for Duke? If Florida State's going into overtime against Clemson, where does Duke get placed? Do they shoot up in the rankings? Of course, they still have to play today, so they could potentially lose there. If they win, I think they should shoot up. I think, honestly, probably a good number 12 or number 10 through 12 should be a spot for Duke because a 28-7 win over Clemson looks so impressive right now. And Michigan, they look solid defensively, stopping a Rutgers team after getting down off the jump pretty much. they just rebounded and didn't allow any more points from Rutgers the rest of the game. I know it's Rutgers, and a lot of people will say that, but honestly, I didn't think Rutgers were too bad. I actually thought they had a chance. So I think what this game means and what the Michigan-Rutgers game means is now is the time for Georgia to fall. And ultimately, Clemson's a good team. Clemson's a really good team. I want to say Florida State's the better team, but I watched the game, and I know certain things went in Florida State's favor. There were also moments, though, where things went in Clemson's favor. I recorded it on my phone. This dude, safety or something, goes flying up the field, and they hike it, and he gets right around sprinting at Cade. Cade throws a bad ball that was not going to be caught. And, yes, there was a little bit of pass interference and whatnot. I looked it over, and it almost looked like the dude was kind of just – the Clemson guy was just falling, and it looked like the Florida State player was pushing him down. But, of course, I'm not there, so it could have been either way. But the flag was not thrown. The ball was definitely not catchable, and, a good 4 seconds after the play was done, the flag flies in. I thought that was kind of absurd because that kept the drive alive for Clemson. I can't remember where this took place. I'm pretty sure it is at the end of the game, which set Clemson up for field goal. So maybe a little bit of karma there, but that penalty was insane. Mike Norvell was pissed. The rest of the team was pissed. And then at the end of the game, when they go for it on 4th and 10, Jordan Travis takes a deep shot at the end zone, and there was some holding on the Florida State player. Even Jordan Travis saw it when he was laying on the ground after a hit, and they didn't get it called. So I'm not going to say Florida State necessarily lucked out, although a scoop and score definitely helps. But I think Clemson also got their amount of luck. Of course, they just missed that field goal, which was all the difference. But, yeah, I just want to do a quick recap of this all-time classic. I feel like this definitely jumps up to an all-time classic. Definitely fits in a almost upset category. Even though, personally, I think Clemson should have been favored in this game. But Florida State gets it done. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you so much for all the support. Honestly, it's kind of sus. I don't know if I got, subscribe botted or something like that, because I've looked at all my videos in my channel and stuff like that, and it only says, I've gained 100 subscribers, which is still, I'm saying only 100 subscribers. Of course, that's still a great amount, but I gained, 400 subscribers, so I'm a little confused right now, but still, nonetheless, thank you so much for the support. Like and subscribe would help. A comment always helps, and that's all for me. Adios.